Let's talk about drying, the drying process of our herbs. We dry most of the herbs in the shadow. So I choose a well-ventilated room where I can put or hang my herbs, and I know nobody is moving them. No animals, let's say the cat and so on, is moving or even sleeping on my herbs. So they are protected, they are ventilated, they are in the shadow. There are some exceptions. Some herbs I have to dry in the sun. We know by Artemisia, if you dry them for 3-4 days in plain sun, the molecule artemisinin is amplifying and you get more of it. It gets more potent. It's unusual, but it is like this. So therefore, this plant for 2-3 days on a plain sheet, clean sheet, on a safe place where nobody is touching it, we will dry it. Some herbs you are not just putting on the floor on a sheet. You can hang, let's say, bobatsi, stinging nettle. You make a bunch of these branches, and with a rope you tie it up and you hang it. The leaves are not really falling down when they are drying, and then when they're nicely dried, you take them and you can process them, so you don't need a lot of space. If you dry Artemisia, you cannot do like this, because as soon the little leaves become dry, they fall down and you will lose a lot of the harvest. Therefore, we put them there. Others, they are maybe a little bit humid, let's say sage. You put them into a sieve, so they have a bit air from below, air from top, and when they get dry, it's not falling down. The leaves are not falling down, and you can dry them perfectly. So look for a good, well-ventilated, safe and clean place where you can dry. Prepare your sheets, prepare a little rope, prepare maybe some sieves where you can put in the herbs. Whatever you dry, prepare the material before, prepare the space so that you can work nicely on it. There are machines to dry herbs. Sometimes in our region it is very humid in autumn. You cannot dry really at the fresh air because it's humid. It's humid in the night, humid in the morning, during the day, maybe raining. So the herbs are not drying quickly enough. So we have a machine, a herb dryer, which you can ventilate and you can adjust the temperature. We dry maybe by 40 degrees Celsius, 45, not by 80. Otherwise, everything is vaporizing. If you don't have such a machine. How to dry the herbs? In good times, it means when it is sunny, it is dry, it's not the rainy season, we can dry the herbs. Look at these wonderful lavender flowers. We just can dry them in the air. Every day I go and move it a bit, so it become dry, and then it will be perfect. But in the season, as we have now, this rain is humid, it won't dry well. So we have this drying system. We have these trays. I put the herb on it. You see, I have many of these trays. Inside, the warm air will come up and go through. And I cover it like this. Then I switch it on, and here I can adjust the temperature. So sometimes it needs to be 40, 45, sometimes a little bit more, but it is never 80 degrees. So we just gently dry it, maybe for a few hours, sometimes for 24 hours. After a while I go and put that part on below and the others up. So I change it a little bit until it is nicely dry. And this is that simple drying machine. Be careful if you buy one that you can adjust the temperature and that it has a ventilation. These are the two criteria which are important. They are not expensive and they work perfectly.
And you can also dry fruit when you got too much. Very good to conserve fruit for the summer, for the winter.
Yeah, if you have too much apple, you cannot eat them now. You just cut them in pieces, you put them in, and then maybe with 60, 70 degrees, you dry them. They're wonderful.
Tomatoes.
Maybe you have a stove at home, just an ordinary stove where you bake the bread. You ventilate it, and by 45 degrees, you can dry it there. Some herbs need maybe 8, 10 hours, other maybe in 1 hour it's ready done. What always is helpful when you dry with the machine, it should not smell too much in the room. If you say, oh, what a good smell of mint, then you can be sure that the essential oils are vaporizing and then they are no longer in the herb. They are already gone. So it should not smell really strong, otherwise it's too warm. Dry, low temperature, maybe 40 degrees like this. So we can use the machine, but whenever you can dry naturally, in a short period is always better. If it is too humid, okay, dry with the machine. Don't dry outside. Let go the humidity of the night on the herbs or maybe the rain and you dry it again. Like this, we destroy the herbs. So we take care for a good, healthy drying process to have a good result.